Good morning, students. Today our topic is Microsoft Excel, and in this lecture we are going to discuss different formulas related to Microsoft Excel, and these are drop-down list, sum if, and concatenate. In our last lecture we already discussed about sum, average, min, max. This type of formula we already discussed in our last lecture, and in this lecture our main topic is how to create drop-down list in MS Excel and conditional if. And if we want to apply a condition, then we use if statement, and last is concatenate, how to concatenate or add two different strings. So let us start first. So these are our four formula as you see on a screen: drop down list, sum if, and concatenate. And here there is already a table in product cell in which different products are there and different sales are there, different sales regarding to these products are there. So we basically perform some operations on this table, product and cell. Now first of all you have to select one cell for drop down list. As you can see in screen that table contain basically two columns, product and sales, and different products are there: mobile, laptop, CD, DVD, tablet, PC, headphones, mic, etc. And sales are also there regarding to these products. So first of all there should be a table on which we can apply this function. So certain data we should certain data will be there, otherwise you cannot understand the concept of these functions. So this is a table, product and sales, simple table, I think easy to understand. There are different products and sales of different products are also there. Okay, so now I think it is clear, visible to all of you. So okay, I will now I think now it is clear, visible to all of you. So if you want to give it color, then it is possible. Just first of all make them bold and then highlight the boundary. Okay, now all items are now clearly visible to all of you. So items are mobile, laptop, CD, DVD, tablet, PC, headphone, mic. These are the items, and the sales regarding to these items are also given there. So this is a table, and we apply drop down list for the table. In MS Excel, two three things are very important and mostly used in MS Excel, that how to create boundaries or to show boundaries of your cells, and second thing, highlight the color of a particular cell, highlight the color of text, center alignment, left alignment, mid alignment. These types of operations are also there in MS Word. So left alignment, right alignment, color, but you can make boundary in MS Excel also. So these are the different products. Now what is drop down list? Drop down list means we have a certain list and we have to select one item out of this list, whatever we want. So a list contain many number of items and we have to select a particular item out of that, so we make a list. In, for example, in this table different products are there: mobile, laptop, CD, DVD, tablet, PC, headphone, mic. So using drop down list option, we can create a list of different products, and out of this available product we have to select only one product. So this is the basic purpose of a drop down list. Okay, so this is the column name, product and sales are the columns name. So I just highlight all these column name. Now to implement the drop down list, first of all select a cell. Okay, I select here a cell here, and then go to data option, and then there is a data validation option. So just click on the data validation option and then click data validation. Here different values are there, allow. So we here select a list out of different options to implement the list, and there is another option, source. So we have to select a source. So source is nothing but the items of the list. So we just here select different items of product here. So select the product here. You can easily see that I just select here different items by dragging the mouse and then click OK. So different items are selected here, and then you can see that arrow mark is there, which indicate that this is a list now. If you want to give a color to this list, so you can also give color here. Now you can see that now this is a list, and you have to and you can select any item of this list. Now I think it is clear visible to all of you. So take a light color. Okay, so I will make a font size bigger here. I think it is clear visible to all of you. So this is a list. So just click on the arrow button and you can select any one item out of this list. So that is the purpose of the drop down list. If you want to select any item of a list, then you can select easily by making a drop down list here. I think all of you are very familiar to the drop down list, and it is very easy to implement. Now let us do another thing. I think all of you are aware to how to make sum in MS Excel. So different cells are there, and if you want to find out the total cell, then first of all for this purpose we use the formula sum. Okay, so I just write sum in a cell here. So I just change the color of the text black here, and just make the size much larger, and now it is clear visible to all of you. Sum. So we have to make the sum of different cells. So for this purpose, just implement the auto sum. Click on the auto sum button, and you can easily find out the sum. While just you double click on that cell, you can easily see the formula. Again, I just make the size much more larger as to the previous one. Now it is clear visible to all of you sum. So now here the sum of different cells are there. Without any condition, you just make a sum of different cells. But if you want to make sum conditionally, then for that purpose there is a function named SUMIF. Okay, so we know that all formula of MS Excel start with the equal sign. So first of all, just make equal and then write sum if, and as you just write sum if, then there is a formula appears, and when just click on that, we can see the syntax also. So first one is the range. So we have to select the range. So what is the range of for that function? So we here just select the content of the table, that is the range. Okay, means all product and sell. Now that is the range, and after that criteria. So we have to select the criteria. So criteria is nothing but only the drop down list here. So we select a drop down list which basically perform the task of criteria here. So you can write the column name of criteria, that is headphone. Okay, so I just after comma sign make that cell number as a criteria. Equal, after that sum if, name of the function, and as you write sum if there is a syntax appears, then select the range, that is the range, and after that put comma sign and then select the criteria, and then the after that comma sign put the sum range, whatever the sum range is. So I basically prefer here to make the sum range as a cells. So cells is there. Now close the bracket. Now you can easily see that 22 is here. Why 22 is here? Because sum of headphones, sum of cells of headphone is 22. Okay, now you can easily see the formula. Is the formula. So if you change the drop down list item, which is a basically a criteria of the sum if, then result will also be changed in that case. Okay, you can easily see here, just I change the headphone, just write tablet in case of in place of headphone, then 10 is there. If you just type place a CD, then also 10 is there, laptop 25 is there. So basically sum if function is used to sum on the behalf of certain condition. So certain condition will be there, and according to that condition we make a sum. Okay, so we actually select a particular criteria in sum if function. Now I think it is clear to all of you. So that is the difference between sum and sum if function. In sum there is no criteria at all, but sum if function we should follow certain criteria. Next is concatenate. So before going to discuss if function, let us understand the concept of concatenate, I think, which is very easy to implement. Concatenate is a function in MS Excel. So suppose we have two columns, first name and last name. Okay, first name, that is the first name, and second column name is last name, and I just give a value as my name in first name and last name, and you can easily see here first name is Praveen, let us suppose, and last name is Singh, and I want to combine these two string. String is nothing but only the combination of different characters. So if I want to concatenate these two strings, then you can easily see that that is a table here, and in third column I just give the column name. So here I just apply concatenate function. So as we know that all functions start with equal sign, so first of all just write equal. Okay, and after that name of the function, that is concatenate. So as we write C, different functions start from C will be there. Now concatenate is our function which we want to apply here, so just write concatenate, and you can easily see that syntax says that at least two text should be there, text 1 and text 2. And what is the text 1 and text 2? That is the cell address which we want to concatenate, and you can easily see that as we just apply this formula, both of the strings are added to each other. So adding of two strings is also called as a concatenation. And space is also there. Why spaces is there? Because after Praveen we give a space in that string. If we just remove that string, you can easily see that now no space is there, and if I just give a space, then you can easily see that space increases after that. And if we just put a space before Singh, then space also there between Praveen and Singh. So if you want to add a space between first name and last name, so you can give a space after first string, or you can give a space before second string. That is a simple procedure what we follow in case of concatenation. But there is another method, and that is in concatenate function. If we, instead of giving two strings, we just give three strings. D4 and E4 are the cells which contain string, and between these two strings we just give a pass a another string, and that is an empty string which contain nothing but only the space. So I think comma sign is not there. Both all of the three strings must be separated by comma sign. Now you can easily see that. If we just increase the space, then space will also increase in the result, will increase in the result. So that is the purpose of using concatenation. So using concatenate function, we are able to concatenate two strings. Now I think it is clear to all of you. Now our next formula is related to certain condition, and this formula is basically if. So before going to discuss if, let us take some another table which gives you a clear idea about the if. First of all, actually where the condition if is applied, I just give you an example. If you want to find out the percentage of a student, then we know that there is something, there are something, there are some conditions related to that. For example, if a student score more than 60% marks, then he got to first division. If he get if he scored percentage between 45 and 60, then percentage is second division, then division will be second in that case. And above 33 and below 45, division is third, and below 33 division will be, there is no division, actually he is considered as a fail. So different conditions are there, and if you want to apply all these conditions, and on the behalf of that you want to make a result, then it can be possible using if. So you can easily see that first of all equal, then if, and there are three parameters in it. First of all, logical test, and second is true value, and third is false value. Third parameter is related to false. So first of all, actually what we have to do, we just give a condition, and that condition must be in the forms of logical test. And when we say that logical test, then it simply means that there is a condition and we use logical operator, and logical operator is nothing but only the less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to. These are the logical operations. Okay, so you give a condition, and the condition must be given in using logical operators. So you can use any one of the logical operators in your if statement. After that, put comma sign and give a condition. That condition may be a result, okay, or a string that you want to print here. So suppose if I just give a good, as a string. And why it is a string here? Because you can easily see that this string is represented within a double quotation marks. So whatever you write within a double quotation mark is considered as a string. A string is nothing but only the set of the characters. So here the string is good. You can also write a name or anything else, just like your address. That is also considered as a string when you just write it within a double quotation marks. Even if you just write a number within double quotation mark, it is also considered as a string. So a string is nothing but only the set of characters, and whatever you write within the double quotation marks is considered as a string. So now if we give a certain condition, then we have only two options, whether that condition become true or that condition maybe become false. So if that condition become true, then after the if logical test, whatever we just write within a string, that statement should be printed. And if it is and if it is found false, then um, third argument or third parameter value then means that whatever we just write uh, after the good in this case as a string, that will be printed. So we have only two options, either the condition or logical test we mention in if a statement will be found as a true, or it may be found as a false. If it is found as a true, then that statement will be printed. Otherwise, if it is found as a false, then the string related to that will be printed. It means third parameter value should be on your screen in that case. So let us see, here we just give E8 greater than 30 and then good. It means that the cell value related to E8, if found to be greater than 30, then good will be printed. Okay, and if it is found to be false, then suppose here just we give poor, so poor will be printed. That is the concept of if. So always remember that you have only two options with if. First of all, logical expression, then true, and then false. So if value is not found as true, then definitely it will be false. So this is the logical expression, you can easily see that, and it may be true or it may be false. If it is found to be true, then just after that logical expression, whatever be the value of that string, that will be printed. In this case it is good, so good will be printed. And if it is found to be false, then poor will be printed. So a condition, basically when we talk about a condition, so we have only two options, whether the condition becomes true or it may become false. So if that condition, that is E8 is greater than 30, is found to be true, then good will be printed, and if it is found to be false, then poor will be printed. I think it is clear to all of you. Okay. So let us give the different value here. As just I make the value 30, then poor will be there. 56, good will is there. Good is there. So now I think the concept of if is now very much clear to all of you, that how it works. And there are different operators such as less than, greater than. Now you can have less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to. So this is a symbol of less than. Okay. And for less than, equal to, just make a sign of less than, after that equal sign, that is a symbol of less than, equal to. This is a symbol of less than, equal to. Okay. And for greater than, equal to, make a sign of greater and then equal. This is considered as a greater than, equal to. And to make it as a equal or not equal, okay, wait a minute. If you want to come out to the formula written in a particular cell, just write tab space. Otherwise, where just you click on this Excel sheet, the cell is selected. Okay, so now if here I just give the condition again. This is a symbol of not equal to. Symbol of less than and greater than both appears at the same time. Then that became the symbol of not equal to. You can easily see that less than and then greater than. Okay, now you can easily see that. Instead of writing good and poor, we just write G and P here. Okay, now you can easily see that value is changed here. If it is not follow the criteria is 20, so if we just write 20 here, then poor will be 20. Now you can easily see that. So that is a symbol of not equal to. So less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to. And for give a condition equal to, there is a sign of equal. These all are the logical operators, and you can use in this text expression when you just use the formula related to condition, just like that, if and sum if condition. In sum if condition, logical expressions are not required. Okay, now let us do another example. For example, if you have a table, and table contain two columns, student name and percentage. And we have to find out the percentage, and we have to find out the grade according to that percentage. Suppose 4 students are there: Amit, Praveen, Pankaj, and let us take another name, Divya. Okay, and delete all the other data and make a new table here. Now required to find out the sum here. You can select the row and you can delete it. Shift cells up. Okay, cell should be deleted, so just select the rows, and after that go to delete and select entire row. So entire row will be deleted in that case. This row should be deleted. No need to find out the sum here. Now different percentage should be there. For example, 60, 50, 60, let us take 61, 51, okay, 41, 31, now we want to calculate grade here, or we can say the result. So result in terms of percentage will be displayed. So we just give the column name result here, and now the time to apply the formula. First of all, just write equal sign, after that if, and then give a condition. Okay, so logical test should be there, and the test condition is E8 should be greater than equal to 60, then first division will be there. That is a condition, and if that condition found to be true, then the result will be displayed as a first. After that, put comma sign and write the condition, first will be there. Now we have two options, whether the condition is true or false. Then if the condition found to be false, then whatever we just write after the first and write within a double quotation mark, that will be printed. But here there are more than two possibilities, because result may be first division, or it may be second division, it may be third division, or it may be field. So four conditions are there. So we cannot use simple if statement here. So in this case we just use nested if. Nested if means condition under condition. Okay. So now I think that part of the if statement is clear to all of you, that first of all we give a statement, or we give a logical expression, and then the result related to that logical expression. If that logical statement is found to be true, then first will be printed. But if that logical statement will be found to be false, then we write a condition in place of the string. So that condition should be checked. Let us see it. So we just make it very simple. We just here make a copy paste operation. You can easily see on the screen. If I just make a fail, then I think no problem at all. There are two possibilities only, first and fail. Okay. But if you want to make more than one option here, so I just make it copy. I just perform a copy operation here and then paste it, and then change the condition only. E8 must be greater than equal to 45, and change the result also second. That is second if, means if under if, and then put comma sign again, and again write a condition for third division. So again perform copy paste operation. You can easily see that. Now just make the change in condition. E8 must be greater than equal to 33, and third will be there. Now all the division first, second and third are there. If all these are found to be false, then there is a last statement, that is fail should be printed. So we just write a fail. Okay. So what happens here, actually I just told you, and listen it very carefully, that first of all E8 is checked that whether it is greater than or equal to 60 or not. Now there are only two possibilities. It is found to be greater than 60. If it is found to be greater than 60, then first will be printed. But there is another possibility that E8 may be less than 60. Then second condition will be checked, means E8 is greater than 45 or not. Again we have two possibilities, whether E8 is greater than 65 or not. If it is found to be greater than 45, then second will be printed, and if it is found to be false, then third condition will be checked, means E8 is greater than equal to 30 will be checked. Again there are two possibilities, that it is possible that E8 is greater than 30 is true. Then if it is found to be true, then third will be printed. But if it is found to be false, then definitely fail will be printed. Now I think it is clear to all of you. Now close the bracket. Three brackets we are there, so we have to close three brackets, all of them. Now you can easily see here. This is the formula here. Just please. So you can, if you make a change in percentage, then result will be changed. Okay. Now if you want to apply this formula for other or all other cells, then just drag it. You can easily see that. Now result is changed here. And that is the formula. So I think it is clear to all of you. So thanks for watching this video.